Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my Sunday morning's live stream. Our local time is 5:25 a.m., which is the GMT and the UK time, as our clock has gone back an hour. So we are at the same time of GMT. I've started a bit earlier, and let's see when my subscriber can join me. So Once again, dear viewers, our local time is 5:31 GMT. As our clock has gone back an hour, I need to wait until my subscriber or the student is here. In the meantime, we can listen to the some BBC podcast. Welcome to this English learning live stream about IELTS and speaking practice. So let us listen to the BBC English learning podcast in the meantime until my student is here.
English. To find out more, visit our website.
6 Minute English from bbclearningenglish.com.
Hello, this is 6 Minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Neil.
And I'm Sam.
These days, our lives are filled with devices that were unimaginable only a few years ago. The sorts of things you read about in science fiction novels but never thought you'd own.
Yes, like those robots that vacuum your floor or voice-activated lights. We call many of these things smart tech.
But while they can help with the little tasks at home, some people are wondering whether they can help fight climate change.
Yes, smart homes, regulating things like the temperature, are a step in the right direction. Using AI to learn when the house is occupied and the optimal time to fire up the heating are a step one way to limit wasteful use of resources.
The problem comes from the origin of the energy which powers these home systems. If it's fossil fuels, then digging them up, an informal way of saying removing something from the earth, and burning them creates carbon emissions.
I suppose that's why many people are trying to find more renewable forms of energy to reduce their carbon footprint.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned carbon footprint because my question is about that today. How many tons of carbon dioxide are humans responsible for emitting into the atmosphere every year? Is it more than A, 30 billion, B, 40 billion, or C, 50 billion?
Well, Neil, that all sounds like a lot to me, but I'll go straight down the middle and say B, 40 billion tons.
Okay, Sam, we'll find out the correct answer at the end of the program. So you mentioned earlier that people are looking into ways to use more renewable energy, but there are also some problems with that form of energy production.
Yes, for example, many of these technologies rely on certain weather conditions, which affect the levels of energy production.
Dr. Enes Abohamed, CEO of H2Go, is working on a project in Orkney, an island off the coast of Scotland, testing ways of storing renewable forms of energy. Here she is on the BBC World Service programme Crowd Science, speaking with Greya Jackson, talking about the limitations of renewable energy sources.
Renewable energy is intermittent by its nature because we're dependent and relying on the weather, when the sun shines and when the wind blows. And these by nature are not 24/7 reliable, constant.
And that means that demand doesn't always meet supply of renewables. It can mean that we get blackouts. But on the other hand, it means that when the sun is up and we were producing all that power, or when the wind is blowing and we're producing power, we might not be able to use that energy. There's no demand for it. And so it's wasted.
So, Dr. Enes Abu Hamid said the renewable energy is intermittent, which means that something is not continuous or has many breaks.
She also said that because there isn't always a steady stream of energy, we can get blackouts, periods of time without energy.
People like Dr. Enes Abu Hamid are trying to find solutions to make renewable energy storage devices, which would make the supply of energy more constant.
Welcome.
Smart tech.
Welcome, one. Sorry, because our time has back an hour with the GMT, so that lesson started an hour earlier. Okay, and to your time, my time is same, So welcome back. If you're free, please do join me. It will be helpful for you and me if you can join now. Okay, so one is here. Javier, so he's the only subscriber of this lesson. So let's move on. And we're going to start our practice in no time.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, one.
Morning. I'm using mobile phone now, sir, but I'm trying to connect your live stream using my laptop, so that I can see and read it clearly. But it's okay. We can proceed first while I'm trying to connect using my laptop.
Sure. All right. That's okay. Carry on.
Okay, sir. I don't want to waste your time as well. If you want to proceed the lesson.
No, it is not. We will continue. All right. Would you like to go for some reading today?
Any lesson, any things you think okay today, I will just follow.
All right. We'll go and we'll go for some reading and we'll speak in the same time.
Can, sir.
Okay. Can you see the screen clearly?
Yes.
Okay. You carry on. When you're ready, just let me know. Then we can go from there.
Okay.
I sent you a message regarding the time change yesterday. That.
Oh. I did read the message.
Yeah, possibly. The matter is that every year we have 2 times. During the summertime, our clock goes forward an hour with the GMT because of the days saving time zone. And during the winter, the clock goes back an hour, which was yesterday or last night. Now our time is same as the GMT is now 5:39.
Oh, okay.
But I believe that there is no time change in Malaysia, right?
Yes. Same every year. But in UK, every year they will change, sir?
That's right.
Will they change?
Twice.
Oh.
Summertime, wintertime. And it happens to the USA as well. In USA is one of the amazing biggest countries where they have got 3 different time zones, and they also change the times according to the daylight or sunlight during the summer and winter.
Wow. So there's a new information for me.
Right.
I need to read a lot.
No, I was a bit surprised when I saw that. Oh, what happened? My lesson is 6:30 my time, but from today it shows 5:30. Then I realized, oh, from the 30th October midnight, the clock goes back an hour.
I see. Okay.
So how was your family dinner yesterday?
Okay. Nothing special, just KFC. Oh, dinner. Actually, I plan to diet. So now I am just take lunch. So I will escape dinner sometimes because
Okay.
it's a lot of my weight now. Last time I just only around, I think, less than 60 kilos, but now almost 100.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So how was the lunch? You went to KFC, you said?
Yes, yes. We went to KFC. Nothing special. But in Malaysia we have spicy KFC. I think maybe not. Maybe we don't have that in UK.
No, we have got
There's
only normal KFC.
in Malaysia we call original.
So what is the specialty of the spicy KFC? Are they spicy?
Yeah, they are spicy a bit. We have two types of chicken in KFC in Malaysia. The first one is the original recipe, which is they said it was from originally from Colonel Sanders recipe. But in Malaysia, we have different types. Another types is spicy chicken. So it added with a secret spice spices.
Mm-hmm.
I will try to join using my laptop, sir. Now,
That's okay, as long as you're comfortable, you know.
if I can join my using my laptop, I will hop off from this phone.
Sure, as you like.
Okay. Or cannot see. It says that I need to. Okay.
So
I will hop off.
you have to turn off one of them. Yeah, it's echoing. Great. So welcome everyone once again. My subscriber one is coming in a moment. And today we'll read a little bit about the Halloween history. And after that, we'll have some speaking practice describing a festival. So people who are watching from the Facebook as well as from the YouTube, welcome all the people, because this live stream has been shared through my Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. I believe that there may be some people who are watching. Thank you very much, guys. Once again, our local time is 5:43 a.m., which is the GMT time, which is same as the UK time at the moment because it's the winter time. So every year during the winter time, our clock goes back an hour, same as GMT, and during the summer, which is 30th of March, and our time goes front of an hour of the local time, which is the GMT. We call it day saving time. Let me try to invite once again. Okay, I'm trying to invite you one. Let me see if you can join. Testing. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Okay. We can start our lesson now.
So you have logged on from your laptop, right?
Yes, correct. I need to log out first and re-log in. Then only I can join.
That's great. Do you know there is a question type? We call them tag question. TAG, tag.
Tech questions? I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever heard of it? You haven't heard of it even? Okay.
Yes.
Tag question is when we are asking something else. If it's a positive sentence, we make it negative at the last. Okay. Like, are you from your laptop? Don't you? Or aren't you? Okay. And we call them tag question. Like, look at the sentence. You are from the laptop. So we have to find out the main verb here is are. So we have to just make it negative, like aren't you? Okay.
Okay.
If it is a negative sentence at the beginning, we have to make it opposite, just positive. Like you are not from the laptop, are you? In that case, okay. I'm writing a sentence. Let me see if you can make it tag question or not. Like,
Okay.
I like, say, KFC. What would be the tag question in this case?
Don't you?
I is the subject, don't I?
Oh, don't I?
Very good,
Oh,
don't I? So we have to remember the subject, don't I? Okay, she goes to school. What would be the tag question here?
doesn't she?
Very good, bravo, high five for you.
Okay.
Okay, doesn't she? Remember, when it is an interrogative question, our intonation, our tone must go high so that the listeners or the audience can understand its question. Like, don't you? Doesn't she? Are you? Aren't you? Okay, and I'm sure you know the meaning of intonation. Okay,
Yes, yes.
voice goes up and down. There are three types of intonation. We call the upper intonation, rising intonation, and the opposite is lower intonation or falling intonation. Another is straight. Let me express one word. Hello, one. How are you? Look, this is flat intonation. How are you? This is up and rise. English language, when you're speaking, it follows a rhythm, a pattern. It is like a, musical note or a flow of a river or a rhythm. It moves like this always. But from the expression, people will be able to understand what you're trying to say. Like, hey, where are you from? Look, it's a question. Again, it has gone up. I'm from Malaysia. I'm from England. Or I'm from the United States of America. I'm from India. I'm from Bangladesh. I'm from Pakistan. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is the tone we call intonation. So you're clear about the tag question. Would you like to give us an example? One.
Um, you will go to office at 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you?
It should be in this case, will is the main verb. Remember, we need to find out the main verb first.
Mango.
You will
It sounds
go
uh,
go to.
noisy here, sir?
That's okay. It is bearable. So you'll go to office today. Did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Here the main verb. Look at the main verb is will.
Oh, will you? Will you?
So won't you? It have to make it negative.
Won't you?
Won't you?
I see. Okay.
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 Another one. It is a bit noisy now. It's someone is.
Give me 1 minute, sir.
If you close the door. Oh. Thank you very much.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. A lot of disturbance. Okay.
All right. So can you give me another example with negative sentence?
Negative sentence. You will not cheat in the exam, will you?
Very good. One more time.
Negative, sir.
Yes.
Okay. I believe you don't go to cinema yesterday. I believe you didn't go to cinema yesterday.
Hmm.
Did you?
Okay, that's right. Remember that when we are saying about tag question, we focus on the main sentence. It is not the I believe, it is the second part. You didn't go to the cinema yesterday. Your main sentence is that one, right? You didn't go to to the cinema yesterday. The reason for writing so that it is clear for you and other viewers.
Yes.
Did you? Yeah.
Did you?
Great. Bravo. So you understand it clearly. So let's move on our little bit of reading about the Halloween history. Shall we?
Yes.
Okay. If he says let's move on, then we always use shall we in that case. Remember that this is another pattern. Let's go to the movie. Shall we? This is an exception, yeah.
Okay.
Let's read the paragraph. Remember, we all must always use shall we. Okay. In modern English grammar, they do not use shall we anymore. They use will. But we'll follow the our normal English grammar pattern, shall we? But will is also correct in this case.
Mm.
Okay.
Which one is formal, sir? If you want to use in the examinations,
Uh,
we use shall or will?
better to use the shall, because after
Shall.
we always use shall. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So read on from here.
The history of Halloween.
The red color one
Hello?
first.
Oh, did you know 1/4 of all the candy sold annually in the US is purchased for Halloween?
What it
The
means?
history.
What it means? This sentence.
Um,
How do you explain it
one,
in a simple way?
um, 1/4 of the candy
Mm-hmm.
is purchased for the Halloween.
That's right. And which is today? In the US and Canada, still it is night, so it should be when the daytime is here. But in the UK, it is early morning only, and many countries around the world. Not every country celebrates it. So, which country celebrates the Halloween?
Mm, US.
Okay, US, UK, most of the Western countries, European countries, Australia, New Zealand, English-speaking countries as well. So, which are the English-speaking countries like the USA, Canada, okay, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, few, then South Africa. These are English-speaking countries. They do celebrate it, and as well as some European countries.
Is Halloween related to the religious beliefs, or?
That's why we are going to read it in a moment, okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, the word history, remember, it is not history, though the spelling is history. It should be pronounced as history.
History.
The reason is that, you can see the O after T, it is a schwa sound. If you remember, schwa sounds are those sounds we do not pronounce, or it is a lazy sound. It is called in phonetics of English language, okay? So similarly, mystery, history, factory, okay? If you ever find the word has ORY at the end, that O is schwa sound. Is that clear? One?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
I'll show you how does it look like, the schwa sound, so that people could understand and you can understand later. If you ever go to any dictionary, let me share the in a Cambridge dictionary how it looks like. It is the reverse E, small e. We write the E. It is like the other way around. I'm showing. Okay, can you see that? Can you see the screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, let me play the first one. It's the British IPA.
History.
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 Okay, you see this? I've blackened. Can you see the E, reverse
Yes,
E at the top?
I can see it.
Okay. Very often people ask, what's the main difference between the British IPA and American IPA, or the British accent and American accent? Number one, letter T and letter R. Okay. So what happens, in the British accent, letter T is pronounced strongly. But in American English, letter T is sounded like D or flap T. And letter R in British English, in most of the cases, it is silent because of the schwa sound and because of the composition of the word, which is why we call British English is non-rhotic, where R is not pronounced. But in American English, R must be pronounced R. Okay, a greatest example is like water, British English. But American will not say water; they will say water. The T sound like D, and R is there. Porter, similarly, brother, sister, mother, father, Harry Potter, Peter Parker. Yeah, these are some characters, the Batman and the Harry Potter movie. Whereas they will, pronounce it with R, like water, brother, mother, sister. Okay, and some vowel sound is another difference. Like we say call, they say call. We say ball, there's a ball. So we'll focus it on another day. So I'm just giving some examples. Can you see the E and the history? That is the schwa
Yes,
sound.
Swa sound.
Okay, let's move on with our reading.
Instead of looking at the dictionary, sir, what is the way for us to know whether that one is Swa sounds or the way to pronounce it?
It is really very difficult question to answer because we are not expert in phonetics. Okay,
Mhm.
phonetics is the hardest part of English learning.
I see.
So only phonetics teacher who is either from the US or UK can understand why it should be schwa sound. But it is not also possible because there are more than 1 million words. How many can you remember? So
Yes.
sometimes it's better to check from the dictionary. If you are after the British IPA, check from the Oxford and Cambridge. But if you're after the American IPA, check the Merriam-Webster or Collins.
Mm. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so let's move on. The history of Halloween. So
Okay.
that's the first sentence you said. 1/4 of all the candy sold annually in the US is purchased for Halloween on this day, which means then people are so much crazy about this Halloween. They buy much, I should say, candy on this day. Okay, let's move on. Please go on.
The history of Halloween.
Very good. Better than
Halloween
before. History.
history. Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st.
Uh,
This year,
one moment. If you are to read 31st, then there should be S and T.
SNT
If the S and T is not there, then it should be 31.
31.
Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Oh, yes, sir.
Mhm. Go on.
This year, Halloween 2021 is on Sunday, October 21.
31.
The 31.
Okay, hang on. 30. 31.
31.
Very good. Don't say 30 like some Asian people say. 30, 40. Don't stress on that T. 30, 40, simple. 50,
30.
40,
50.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90.
So as I said just now 30. So we delete the letter R from the pronunciation. Am I right, sir?
It's
No?
after you.
30.
30, we say in the British IP 30. 30,
30. 30.
40, 50.
40,
It
50.
it is
30.
it is not always the R is silent. R should be also pronounced if it is at the beginning of the sentence and there are two vowel sounds before and after R. Okay. As we go through, I'll explain why an R is pronounce.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yes, please.
The tradition originated with the ancient and ancients.
Ancient.
Ancients. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of some
One moment. It is Celtic. This
Celtic.
C sounds like car. There is a rule. When C should be sound like car and when C should be sound like sa. Okay. This is Celtic.
Celtic. So to know how to pronounce it, we need to check from the dictionary. Am I right, sir?
I will give you a basic, pronunciation tips as we go through. If there is, hang on a moment. Just give me one quick second. Let me find out that lesson. I taught letter C last week. When C is sa and C is ka. So if there is A and E after C, it becomes ka sound, like cat, cactus, Celtic. Okay. Also, there is exception like cell phone,
Cell phone. Celsius.
Celsius. You see, there is always exception. So it is Celtic in this case.
Celtic. But the pronunciation Celsius and Celtic is almost the same. Cal and cell.
Well, cell
But
C sounds like sa in Celt. C sounds like ka. That is sa at the ka.
so this one is Celtic.
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 Yeah.
Celtic. And I don't know the meaning of Celtic.
We're going to explain in a moment. Celtic are the people that ruled here in the northern part of France and in the UK many years ago. About, I think, 1700 years ago. They came to this country in 43 AD and they stayed here around 400 years.
Oh, it's a tribe.
It's
One of the
it's
tribes.
kind of tribe, but they're also called, their language is called Gaelic English. Okay,
Okay.
and you can see I have underlined the word Celtic Festival of. This is Gaelic English, though it is spelled like Samhain, but M is silent. Samhain. It should be pronounced as Samhain.
Sahwin.
Yes, it's a very difficult word. Gaelic word. It is
Oh, Sahwin.
Gaelic is the previous form of English. When the English language was developed, the previous language was Gaelic. Okay, carry on reading, then we'll come to explain one more time.
Okay. The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain,
Mm-hmm.
when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III
Designated.
designated Pope Gregory III designated November 1 as a time to honor All Saints. Soon, All Saints' Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve and later Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treating, carving, jack-o'-lanterns, festive gatherings,
Mm-hmm.
donning costumes, and eating treats.
Very good. Go on.
Samhain is a pagan religious festival originating from ancient Celtic
Celtic.
Celtic, Celtic, Celtic spiritual tradition. In modern times, Samhain, a Gaelic word pronounced
Sahwe.
Samhain,
Mm-hmm.
Samhain, is usually celebrated from October 31 to November 1 to welcome in the harvest and usher in the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the barriers between the physical world and the spirit world break down during Samhain, allowing more interaction between humans and denizens
Denizens.
of
Denizens.
the denizens and denizens of the other world. Halloween origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, pronounced Samhain. The Celts,
Celts.
Celts, the Celts who lived 2000 years ago, mostly in the area is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their New Year on November 1. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death. Celts believe that on the night before the New Year, the boundary between the worlds of the living of October 21, they celebrated Samhain.
One moment, you missed one sentence. Living and the dead become blood.
Living and the dead become blood.
Mhm.
On the night of October 21, they celebrated
31.
31. 31.
October 31. Yeah, you said 21 mistakenly. 31.
Oh, okay. 31. On the night of October 31, they celebrated Samhain when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of otherworldly spirits made it easier for the
Druids.
druids,
Druids.
druids, druids, for the druids or Celtic priors,
Priests.
priests, or
Priests.
Celtic priests,
Priests. T is there. TNS. Priests.
priests,
Mhm.
priests, to make predictions about the future. For a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long dark winter. To commemorate the event, Druids
Druids.
built
Druid.
Druids,
Druids.
Druids, Druids, okay, Druids built huge
Sacred.
sacred,
Sacred bond. Sacred means holy.
holy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go through the meaning later. First read it
Okay.
one time, then we'll go for the meaning.
Sacred bonfires where the people gathered to burn crops and animal as sacrifice to the Celtic deities.
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 Gods and goddess, they call it deities in English.
Deities. During the celebrations, the Celts wore costumes typically consisting of animal heads and skins
Mhm.
and attempted to tell each other's fortunes. When the celebration was over, they relit their hearth fires, which they had extinguished earlier that evening from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter. By 43 AD,
Eddie.
we pronounce as AD.
Eddie, yeah, Anno Domini. It stands for Anno Domini, the year when Jesus Christ was born. In English, it is called AD. And
Oh,
Anno Domini, shortened
okay.
form.
By 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory. In the course of 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands, two festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain. The first was Feralia,
Mm-hmm.
a day in late October when the Romans traditionally commemorate the passing of dead.
Commemorated. Celebrate.
Commemorated,
Commemorated means celebrated with like with a group of people.
okay, commemorated the passing of the dead, of the
Dead.
dead. The second was a day to honor Pomona, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees. The symbol of Pomona is the apple, and the incorporations of this celebration into Samhain probably explains the traditions of bobbing for apples that is practiced today on Halloween.
Very good. So that is the end part. Okay, there are some new words, I'm sure. We'll explain
Yes.
quickly. We have got 19 minutes. That's fine. So, Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 30th. So, what happens nowadays? Now, people from different countries now they celebrate it as a festival. Okay, it's not like a religious festival anymore. And this is like a kind of myth, as you can see, and some Samhain Celtic festival. Okay, so this Celtic people who and they used to live in the United Kingdom, France, and Ireland. They used to have different kinds of festivals, and this is one of them. Okay, if you just read this part, the tradition originated. Okay, look at this word, tradition originated. Okay, one. If you see in originated there is R, in tradition there is R, but we are pronouncing because after the R there is a vowel sound. In British IPA we must pronounce it if there is a vowel sound after a R or a vowel sound. Okay, remember, even though it is our sound, like tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festivals of Samhain. When, remember, when, what, which, where, the H is silent. We do not need to pronounce H. Not when, it is when, where,
When.
which, what, whatever, will, whiskey. Okay, overwhelmed. Okay, WH sound, H is silent in most of the cases. Okay, when people would light bonfires, do you know the meaning of bonfires?
I don't know.
When ignite a fire, when you make a fire, together we call it bonfire. Okay,
Mhm.
and wear costumes or to ward off this ward off means you are scaring them, you're removing something or someone to make harm for you.
No, what of?
Okay, the Celtic believed that by wearing different types of costumes, scary costume can, remove or fight away with the ghost. Not fighting,
Chase out. Chase out. Chase
not chase up, removing, scaring them off by the dress.
tearing them.
Okay, so next word sentence is in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1 as a time of honor of All Saints. All Saints is another day of the Celtic festivals where people pray to the god whole day. The meaning of saint is the people who preach their religions. Okay, we call them
Yes.
saint, we call them priest as well. Another word is priest.
Priest. I
Priest,
know priest.
the priest, yeah. Okay, the evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and later it has been renamed as Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treating. Okay, what is the trick or treating? So now, what happens on this day, like today, after 12, these Halloween festival will start in the UK and most of the countries that celebrate it. So children and even the adults, they wear different kinds of costumes with a small bucket, and they will come to your door and knock your door, and they'll say trick or treat. If you say trick, then they have to show you trick, means they have to show you game. And if you say treat, then you have to treat them with a money or chocolate or anything that they can use.
Oh,
Okay, when these children or these people come after the evening, after the dark, they bring a lantern, which is called jack-o'-lantern. Okay, it's like a festival. They enjoy it. Especially children. And the second word, festive gathering, then donning costumes. This is an amazing one. Don. The word don means teacher or a lecturer of Oxford and Cambridge University as a noun, but when it is used as a verb, it means you are wearing something. Okay, you're wearing the clothes. Write this word, please. D-O-N, don. If you have a look from the dictionary, that will be better for you. Or do you want me to show you now one?
Okay, can.
Yeah, dawn is an amazing word. Let me show you. I have to share the screen of Cambridge Dictionary, okay?
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes. Dawn, noun.
Okay.
Let's show.
Can you please read it out loudly?
Um, Dawn.
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 Mhm.
A lecturer, a college teacher, especially at Oxford or Cambridge University in England.
That is a noun, okay? But here, donning costumes means as a verb. Look,
To put on a piece of clothing. He donned his finest coat and hat.
like he donned his finest coat and hat. Okay?
Can I say that I don my shirt? I don my shirt, or it is wrong context? In the wrong context.
If you use as
I
a,
don my blue shirt.
so you have to use as a verb.
Yes.
Say it again.
I don my blue shirt today.
I have donned my blue shirt today. Yeah, I have donned. I have donned. Use the present perfect tense.
Okay, I don my blue shirt today.
If you say donned, then it becomes a past tense. In past tense, we don't use the present word. So today is the present. Okay, so I have donned the blue shirt today. That is correct. So one greatest rule about the English grammar is when you're explaining something in the past, remember one, and the people who are listening to us, it must be an incident in the past. We do not make such a mistake. We don't say, I donned the shirt today. Today is the present, okay? That happened this morning or today. But you can say, I donned the blue shirt this morning. That's fine. But when you're saying today, that means today it's a present tense. Today is still now. Today is not gone yet, okay? In that case, use I have donned my blue shirt today. That means you have worn, or you have used the blue shirt.
Correct.
Clear?
Yes.
Very good. Well done. Let's move on. Okay. Then Samhain is a pagan festival. So what is pagan? What do you understand by this word, pagan? I have highlighted it.
Pagan is uncultured people.
No, it is not like that. So this religion is already there before the other religions came, before the Christianity or Muslim religion was there. Paganism or pagan is a noun, and pagan is the name of the religion, which means when people think that everything is a god, more than one god, hundreds of god, thousands of gods. Okay, I'm sure that you will understand, and you'll find that in many religions they think that there are many gods, like gods for sleeping, gods for going to the shopping, gods for eating, gods for good life. For everything they think there is a god. And this concept is called paganism. The people who celebrate it is called pagans or pagan. Okay.
Okay.
So during those days, so those people said that they had hundreds of gods. So that's why it is called pagan. Okay, pagan religious festival, originating from the ancient Celtic spiritual tradition. Okay, in modern times, Samhain, Gaelic word, is usually celebrated from October 31 to November 1 to welcome in the harvest and Ashar. You see, Ashar, American Asha in British. Do you know the meaning of Asha?
Someone who need to show.
That's right. Yeah, you're already there. Half of the explanation is correct. Someone who shows you the ticket in a theater and cinema, but in real life, the thing or something that shows you the good direction. Okay. So the dark half of the year, because from this day the winter starts all over the Western countries. All right. And celebrants, the meaning of celebrant, the people who celebrate it, we call them celebrants, believe that the barriers between the physical world, which is our world, and the spirit world, where the dead people live, allow more interaction between humans and denizens. Denizens is the another meaning of inhabitant or dweller. Like one is the denizen of Malaysia, whereas I'm a denizen of England. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you have any question, let me know. So again, Helen originates date back 2000 years and United Kingdom. So where are these Celtic people live? Look, Ireland, United Kingdom, and northern part of France. This day marked at the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with the human death. So during those days, because many people died because of the winter, cold, disease. You understand? We are talking about 2000 years ago in 43 AD. If you remember, 43 AD stands for Anno Domini, the year Jesus Christ was born. It looks like you're reading some history, And Celts believe that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of living and the dead become blurred. What does the blurred mean? One,
Not clear.
not clear, or maybe fragile, not strong enough, which means it is a barrier like this. If you think there is a barrier between us, the dead people, and there's a wall, they can easily push through the wall and come to our world.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So on the night ghosts dead return to earth. Celts believe that. I'm reading quickly. We don't have much time though. On the night of October 31, celebrated Samhain, while it is believed the ghost of the dead return to earth. These are all beliefs, you see. In addition to causing trouble and damaging crops, Celts thought that the presence of the other world spirits made it easier for the druids. Okay, druids are the people who used to preach religions during those days, or priest, similar meaning.
Oh, similar meaning.
Yeah, I've just highlighted it for you. Can you see that?
Yes.
And to make predictions what how they use. So when these people came, okay, these dead people, they thought that, oh, let the ask how we are going to have this winter, to make the predictions about the future for a people entirely dependent on the volatile natural world. These prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long dark winter. Okay, so those dead people always make the prophecies for them. They're going to have good time or bad time. If it is a bad time, accordingly they could take precautions. Okay. In another word, one, if you know that what is going to happen tomorrow, then you can be careful, right? Predictions or prophecy, we call
Yes.
them. So if something bad is going to happen, you can take precautions so that it doesn't happen. To
Yes.
commemorate means to celebrate. Druids built huge sacred. The meaning of sacred is holy.
Holy.
Similarly, holy book. Bonfire is the fire where the people gather to burn crops and animals as a sacrifice to the Celtic deities. Okay, deities is the gods and goddesses. So it is another belief that in many religions that when you sacrifice animals and crops for the gods and goddesses, they become happy and they help you. And they wore costumes typically consisting of animal heads like horns. In many movies, if you watch like old movies, English movies, you'll find that.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you one movie, please watch it, like Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yes, this is one of the famous movies that is based on the Celtic, culture. It is
Mhm.
available free on YouTube. Conan the
Okay.
Barbarian, and you'll be surprised. The actor is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
This is one of his old movies when he became famous
Oh. Okay.
while doing
So,
Terminator 1. Wait here, I'll be back. The greatest dialogue.
yeah.
Have you watched the Terminator?
Yes.
Okay. Let me read quickly. We don't have much time. Okay, 5 minutes.
Okay.
When the celebrations was over, they relit. You know the meaning of relit?
They fire.
They
They
yeah,
make a fire.
they made the fire again. Their hearth fires. That means that burning fires, which they had extinguished. That means which they turned off the previous day, previous evening, from the sacred bonfire to help protect them during the coming winter. By 43 AD, as I said earlier, Roman Empire started, and Romans came from the Italy and those zones to the UK during those days, like the UK, Ireland, and northern part of France. And I'm sure you know that Julius Caesar, the greatest Roman warrior,
Yes. Julius
okay,
Caesar.
and they also brought their cultures when they came. Like Feralia is one of them, and another one is this Pomona, Roman goddess, and another one is Pomona, where they use the apple and incorporation of the celebration into Samhain. Okay, so what happened basically during these days when they celebrated, they use lots of fruits, and apple is one of them. So apple is symbolic in many cases, in many movies, in many religious perspectives. Okay, apple,
Mm,
black crow, black cat. These are symbolic. That means if you see a black crow or black cat, people think that something bad is going to happen. Okay.
okay.
So that is all about Halloween, and I'm sure you have learned some new vocabs and some sources. Remember that whatever we learn, it is not enough 1 hour. We need to practice a little bit more, and I'm sure you're doing that. You're maintaining your notebook. I can see that, and always try to learn new things every day. Number one, try to read new things, and also in order to develop your speaking quality, record in your mobile phone. Choose a topic like my family, start talking. Hey everyone, I'm going to talk about my family. I've got a say nuclear family. I've got two children, wife. They how old they are, then you can describe. What your wife does, you can describe. How you maintain the family, you can describe. Okay. Choose a topic and speak at least 2 minutes, and then afterward you listen to it. And sometimes you wouldn't believe that. Oh, is that my voice? It happened to me when I first recorded. Okay. And second thing will happen. You'll find that some of the mistakes you can correct yourself. Self correction is one of the amazing ways to develop yourself. Okay, then you re-record again, re-record the topic with the corrected forms, and you listen one more time until you are happy. Okay, any other questions or comments?
So far, okay. I can understand.
That's great. And I'm sorry the time was you know time has gone forward, and I messaged you earlier. Anyway, you joined at last. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And what's your plan for today? We have got 1 more minute.
Maybe I plan to study English after this, and also study a bit about stock markets.
That's great. And if you have a
Yeah.
time, watch the movie Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll
Sure.
find the old English as well, Celtic English, how they used to talk.
Yes.
Okay,
I will watch it.
very good. And also say hello to your family and salam.
Yeah. Sure.
So, is Sunday is a holiday in Malaysia?
Yes, our holiday is on Sunday and Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. Okay, that's good. Enjoy the rest of the time with your family. Okay,
Okay.
and this class is going to be finished in 20 seconds. It is showing the countdown. Thank you very
Okay.
much, and
Thank you so much.
you take care. I'll see you
Okay.
next week.
Okay. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. So thank you, dear viewers. I will see you when I see you. We take care and bye.